And welcome. My name is Stevie J. Khachaturian. When I started as a young disc jockey, they said that they can't sing your last name, so you need a radio name. There were 4 Steves at the station, so I went Stevie and used my middle name, and that's where I am. But my mom and dad met 2.5 miles from here. And my father came to America, couldn't speak English, came on a 1945 troop ship that the enemy was trying to sink, turned 21 on the top deck of the USS General Mann, and came to the University of Illinois to become a civil engineer, bachelor's, master's, PhD, and was amazing success. I love Illinois. It's in my DNA, and I love Illinois. I love Illinois. It's about legacy. And as far as a local family in my town, the Atkins family is one of the best ever. I knew Clint pretty well for 5 years, worked around my bachelor's at the time, but I think that was my master's and PhD, working around the great late Clint Atkins. And about 23 years ago, they got with the Nugents. They built this out of farmland, an amazing golf course for the area. And then his wonderful wife, Susie, and the family decided a couple of years ago, we're going to give this away to the University of Illinois to be the men's and women's golf course, to be open to the public. It's stunning. And it's an amazing thing, an amazing gift. It's one thing to earn money, it's another thing to share it. And the Atkins family has been that way for many, many years, and they're wonderful people, wonderful family. And they went to Boy Scouts here, for crying out loud. It's just a great joy for me to be part of this in such a small way to facilitate today's great dedication at Atkins Golf Club at the University of Illinois. Doesn't that sound nice? The Atkins Golf Club at the University of Illinois. And by the way, my kids have 7 degrees from Illinois, and I've been to the president's house 7 times for free lunch. And Dr. Killeen, I'm pretty sure you called security on the 7th one because you thought I was a stalker that didn't belong. But we did, and we love the University of Illinois. Well, we're going to get it started with all these wonderful dignitaries, our president, our chancellor, athletic director, coaches. We're all here, and I'm happy to introduce our athletic director. I think he's doing a super job. And by the way, we're aware that he got a contract adjustment. Dr. Killeen and Chancellor Jones, he's worth every penny. Ladies and gentlemen, your athletic director who's really running the ship here at athletics, it's Josh Whitman.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and what a special day. It's couldn't have better weather, couldn't have a better occasion. Not the first time Stevie's ever done this, so appreciate everyone coming out and joining us on what is really just such an exciting occasion. A day really 2.5 years in the making. When you sit back on these moments and you reflect on the journey that you've traveled to get to this place, I think back over all that has happened over the last 2.5 years, not just relative to the golf course here, but certainly across society and around the world. It's been an eventful few years for all of us, and very meaningful to be standing here today. But it's a day that officially ushers in a new era for what was originally the Stone Creek Golf Course, a course that was built by Clint and Susie Atkins, the Atkins family, 23 years ago, a gem here in southeast Urbana. It's a day we officially rechristened this course as the Atkins Golf Club at the University of Illinois, an asset that I think will continue to accrue benefit not just to Fighting Illini athletics, but certainly to the University of Illinois and all of Champaign and Urbana. We talk a lot within the athletic program about finding the intersection between needs and opportunities. And as I was reflecting back on, again, this journey we've traveled to get here today, I thought about what the different needs were back in 2019 when some of these conversations first began. And from the athletics perspective, we knew from the point of view of our men's and women's golf teams, obviously those programs have continued to progress at a remarkable rate. But we knew that the one piece that was missing for them was a championship caliber home, a place where they could come play with the length that they needed, with the quality that they needed, that they could host home events where we could potentially host NCAA championship events. That was a need for the athletic program. I think as you looked at this particular area of Urbana, southeast Urbana, the Stone Creek development, I think there was a need for some stability. There was a need for what comes next for this great golf course and this community of people that has lived down here now for over 20 years. And I think that as a broader community, there was a need for high-end golf, there was a need for hospitality, there was a need to continue to try and promote Champaign-Urbana and the great University of Illinois in new and exciting ways. And so you've got these needs on one hand, and you try and find the opportunity on the other. And really that's where the Atkins family comes in the conversations that we were able to start with Spencer and expand it out to Susie and the rest of their family, the opportunity to utilize this incredible facility for the betterment of our community and ultimately to address a number of those needs is really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me as a professional, and I think once-in-a-lifetime moment for all of Champaign-Urbana. And so we're thrilled to be here today. Just to remind everybody what this is a conversation that started between DIA, the athletic program, originally started with some discussion around this golf facility. It then grew to include over 100 unsold real estate parcels in the neighboring communities. It grew to include over 75 acres of undeveloped land that's in and around the golf course here. It grew to include another parcel of land over here that's now being used by the Geese College of Business. Ultimately grew to be over 300 total acres of land, the buildings, a total gift valued at over $15 million. It's the most unique, multifaceted gift and project I've ever had the pleasure of working on, and one of the most unique gifts that I've ever heard about, not just here at our university, but at any university. And so just can't say enough to the Atkins family for their vision and their leadership, their willingness to engage with us on this project. And I think it speaks volumes also about the power of this block I. I think you hang that block I on the side of that building, you start to associate with this university. We're able to bring a level of stability, a level of energy, a level of resources to a project like this one that can truly accelerate it into the future, and that's something that it gives us incredible pride, I know, as an institution. As you would imagine, a project like this one, A, as we know, it doesn't happen overnight, and B, it certainly doesn't happen with a small number of people. This is a project that has involved dozens and dozens of people over the last 2.5 years, and certainly I can't name every one of them individually today, but I will do my best to highlight a few folks that I hope you'll indulge me as I run down a list here. But campus-wise, this has been a tremendous collaboration. Again, this is something that tested us as an institution. We've never had the opportunity to accept a gift quite like this one in our past. So many different stakeholders from across the campus. You'll hear here in a moment from our Chancellor, Robert Jones, has continued to provide exceptional leadership to the community. He immediately embraced and understood the value of this project to the institution. I understand Chancellor Herman is also here today, not somebody who was involved in the project on a day-to-day basis, but thrilled to have one of our former chancellors here. Thank you for being with us. President Colleen, you'll hear from as well. This is a project that raised all the way up to the system level. And grateful to him for all of his support of again, a game-changing opportunity for the University of Illinois and the broader system. We're also joined by former president today. Bob Easter is here. Thank you, Bob, for being with us. Grateful to him for his support, his wonderful wife, Cheryl, for all the things that they do to support Illinois athletics. University of Illinois Foundation has been a tremendous partner in this project, led by their president, Jim Moore. A lot of this gift has been flowed through the foundation as it needed to be, and grateful to them for their creativity and innovation as we put this together. Our Office of Vice Chancellor for Institutional Affairs, or Institutional Advancement, Barry Benson, under his leadership, our Provost, Andreas Cangellaris. I see Jeff Brown, the Dean of the College of Business, is here. Been a tremendous partner of athletics on a number of different fronts. This is one of those landscapes where we have partnered. Bruce Walden is here today. Bruce is our head of real estate for the university. Scott Rice and his team in legal. Everything comes back to the law at some point, and so a lot of contract work, a lot of risk management that went into this. Really grateful to the city of Urbana. This tested all of us in new ways, and it was just a really creative thought that we put in front of some people, and our gratitude to Mayor Marlin and the city of Urbana's support. This was a great opportunity to provide some stability to a really critical part of that community, and we presented some new ideas to them, and they were incredibly supportive and have continued to be so from the beginning. A few people who are involved in the project itself, all the work that has happened since the transaction occurred. Greg Cornetta and the Wadsworth Construction Company. For those of you who are going to have a chance to get out on the course today, you'll see some of the work that's happened across the golf course. Tom Grunlow and Grunlow Construction. Drew Rogers is here, the architect for the work. Drew, I see you in the back. There you are. Drew, for really designing a fantastic golf course, a course that now extends over 7,500 yards, capable of housing our men's team and the distance that they bring off the tee. Redesigned bunkers. I've learned a lot. I mean, most of you who know me know I'm not a huge golfer, self-admitted, but I've learned that now better Billy bunkers is a really big deal, and so I'm really excited to see that we've got the better Billy bunker system out there. We've reworked our fairways, and the course will, I think, challenge those who want to be challenged. It'll give you some opportunities for other golfers like me who want to just go out and have a nice day in front of good weather. I want to thank our new friends from Troon. Troon's one of the great golf management companies in the world. We're joined today by Philip Martin, one of their senior vice presidents. I want to thank them for their support. Jim Buzzy is our director of golf. I hope if you haven't already, you'll have a chance to get into the pro shop and spend a few minutes with Jim. He's provided tremendous leadership since the pro shop opened late last fall. Nate Jordan is our superintendent. And again, as you get out on the course today, you'll see what incredible condition it is in, and truly one of the fantastic courses in all the state of Illinois. I think people are starting to discover the secret that is homegrown. Our restaurant here on site, our thanks to Abby and Ryan Rogers for coming on board and providing a tremendous farm-to-table restaurant. One of the really cool elements of this project, for those of you who aren't aware, is we're actually growing the food that Homegrown is serving about 500 yards from here. And so it's been fantastic to be able to allocate about 5 acres of organic land that is now being farmed, and that food will come across the table here at the Homegrown restaurant. And so thanks to Ryan and Abby for partnering with us, and excited about where that will go. I want to thank our local homeowners. There are a number, as you just look around, obviously a lot of homes in the surrounding area here. People who have come forward and partnered with us on making sure this is a tremendous community, a tremendous place for people not only to come and recreate, but live as well. And so grateful to them for their patience and their support. Here in the Division of Intercollegiate Athletics, I had a lot of people who've had their hands involved in this project over the years. Susan Young was one of our initial leaders. Susan, I saw, is here somewhere, recently retired Chief Financial Officer. She's in the back there. Really took the reins on this early on and provided tremendous leadership. Roger Denny is our new COO, came on board after Susan retired and has picked up the baton and led it forward. Brett Stillwell is here and is our head of facilities, did a tremendous amount of work in helping to make sure that in particular our buildings were getting the attention that they needed to be ready for today. Cassie Arner, a lot of you know Cassie. Cassie wears a lot of different hats for us in the context of the Atkins Club. She's become our de facto real estate agent. Of the 107 real estate parcels that I mentioned, we've now sold 72 of those in about 18 months' time. I think, again, that speaks to the power of the University of Illinois, the stability that we brought to this community, and that's generated almost $3.5 million that's being shared with different entities across campus, and so grateful to Cassie for her incredible work. Kylie Burton has been the organizer of this particular event, the dedication today. I want to say thanks to her. Bobby Busboom is someone who doesn't need much introduction for folks who interact with our program, but she has been incredibly involved in our growing events and hospitality operation here through the Atkins Club. Our 2 golf coaches, you'll have a chance to hear from them here momentarily. We're very fortunate at the University of Illinois. We have 2 alums who represent our men's and women's golf programs, 2 of the great golfers in our program's history, but much more than that. They're incredible leaders. They're great partners. They have a championship vision for where our programs can go, and it's been a lot of fun to collaborate with them on this project over the last several years. What was clear to me from the very first conversations, we were not interested in a C-level golf course. If we weren't able to do this at a high level, then there really was no benefit to them. They made that very clear. And so we have tried to follow through on that, and I hope that as people have a chance to start experiencing this course, they'll recognize the quality that we've been able to bring forward, which is ultimately a reflection of the expectations that they have across their entire program. Last but not least, on the DIA side, I want to recognize Jackie Sismoniak. Jackie is our Assistant Athletic Director for Golf Operations. She has really been the point person on everything Atkins Club. Since the day we were able to solidify the gift, she stepped in and just done incredible work supervising every part of this. She's been the traffic cop on every element related to the project, whether it's the golf course, the facilities, the restaurant, the hospitality. Also 3 weeks from having her second baby, and so we're grateful to Jackie for being here today and for her incredible leadership. On the support side, just can't say enough things about all the different people who have stepped forward to make this possible. Steve Weimer, who you'll hear from here in a little bit, has been incredibly supportive, one of the unsung heroes, I would say, of Illinois golf, a name that many of you maybe haven't heard before, but somebody who has been working behind the scenes very generously for a long, long time to make this golf program special, and has been involved in some of our on-campus facilities and now has been involved very meaningfully in this project as well, and thankful to his family and friends, everybody, for being here today. It really means the world to have him and everyone here to be a part of this special day. Alan and Nancy Carter, two stalwart business folks in the Urbana community, have stepped forward and helped this project happen in a very meaningful way. I mentioned earlier the Wadsworth family, the Wadsworth Golf Charities Foundation, and then Don Edwards. Don is a former golfer here, an incredibly passionate Fighting Illini, also happens to be the chair of our Board of Trustees currently, but somebody who's been involved in supporting our golf program in very substantive ways over the years. And he's unable to be with us today, but I know he's with us in spirit and certainly is excited about this new project. Last but not least, before I sit down, I just want to, again, reiterate our thanks to the Atkins family. We wouldn't be standing here today if not for the vision of Clint and Susie 23 years ago to create this beautiful facility, but more recently, certainly, the generosity of that family and your willingness to continue to step forward and support Fighting Illini athletics. A lot of you may not know their history, but their name is also on our indoor tennis facility back on campus. The Atkins Tennis Center has been a tremendous home for our men's and women's tennis programs now for approaching 30 years. We have their names on the recently built and almost completed Susan and Clint Atkins Baseball Training Center, an indoor training facility for our baseball teams that will be finished up this summer. They were one of the first to step in when we renovated our football stadium back in the mid-2000s, purchasers of our Founders Suites, and they have just been instrumental in so many different things, and their generosity is by no means limited to University of Illinois athletics. They are one of the most generous and impactful families in all of Champaign-Urbana and have been for generations now, and we just can't thank them enough. Their legacy is solidified not just on our campus but across all of this part of Illinois. And so thanks to the Atkins family for making this possible. We're forever grateful to each and every one of you and excited to celebrate your family for generations to come with this incredible landmark. With that, I will turn the microphone over to my boss, Chancellor Jones. Chancellor Jones came on just shortly after I did back in 2016, and it has been an absolute privilege to work with him day in and day out on advancing the interests of this athletic department. He's been an incredible partner, a wonderful listener, very supportive, and a strong leader for the campus. A lot of the things that have happened here during his watch have been pretty remarkable, and the leadership that he has provided in particular during this COVID-19 pandemic is second to none. And so grateful to him for being here today, and it wouldn't be the same if he weren't able to join us. So please join me in a round of applause welcoming our Chancellor, Dr. Robert Jones. Thank you, everybody.
Well, let me start by saying good morning to each and every one of you. I've been on the road so much, sometimes I forget what day it is and definitely what time of day it is. But I can tell you it is truly exciting to be here. The last 6 months or so has been one of the most exciting periods in the history of the university, 155 years of history, because I can tell you this must be number 6 or 7 of the building openings or ribbon cuttings and grand openings that we've had in that short time period. And I can tell you, given the state of affairs in higher education in the world, it speaks volumes about this university to be able to open that number of facilities in a very short time period. And I can tell you, we are so excited to be here to open the Atkins Golf Club officially, and its greens for the general public and for our women's and men's golf team. So it's been a very, very exciting period. And I've been running around most of these building openings, and I don't see them, but they must be somewhere with these 2-foot-long giant scissors. So I know there must be some 2-foot-long scissors somewhere. I'm not sure where, but if not, we got time to run back to my office and grab them. I said all of that to say that this opening of this facility is an additional installment of the excellence of the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign across its academic, its outreach, and its engagement program. Because this golf facility is not only a benefit to our amazing golf teams, and I think you all know their amazing records. And one of the things that our athletic director has brought to the table during his 7-year tenure is to make sure that all of our athletics programs have world-class facilities. And so this is one of the things that was slightly missing, I think, in that overall commitment that Josh made. And now I am so proud that this university is going to have a world-class golf facility. And I was talking to Coach a little bit earlier today, and I can't wait till sometime in the next 15, 18 months to be here for the Big Ten tournament and to see that world-class tournament occur right here in Urbana-Champaign. It's a very, very exciting period. Josh alluded to this as well, folks. This is really one of the most amazing gifts, I think, in the history of the university in multiple ways. Not only is it providing a world-class athletic facility, but the fact that we had over 100 lots and as a part of this gift that is really going to help drive something I've been very much committed to, and that is how does the University of Illinois continues to be the engine for economic vitality for this entire community. He told you the stats. He told you about Cassie's amazing ability. Cassie, I was a licensed real estate agent at one time. You probably didn't realize that. But, man, you put all of those licensed realtors to shame. Never seen somebody move so many lots in a short period of time in my life, because she understood the demand was there. She understood how to market. She understood how to engage the real estate community in helping to create the framework for this not only to be a world-class golf facility, but for this to be a world-class community. It's already demonstrated with that. I can't tell you how many people we've hired in the last few months who've chosen this place to be their place of residence. They're building homes here, primarily because of all of the generosity from the Atkins family, but the big vision and the critical role that this golf facility is going to play in making this a destination community. And you mark my words, this is already well on its way to become the destination community for the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. So I'm just so proud to be here. And just so proud that I have to personally thank the Atkins family for not only just thinking about golf, thinking about how to drive community, but it's a little known fact that part of this big vision is also to provide a residence for the Chancellor of the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. I want to be clear. It's not about me. It probably won't happen during my tenure here, but it is a commitment that I have to personally thank you for, because that's absolutely critical, I believe, for the excellence that this university represents. So I haven't had a chance to thank you personally for this in particular, Susan, but thank you so much, and the entire family, for your broad vision, a broad vision that is given to in a way that allows us to be here today. But you've already heard enough to see that this is a vision that's going to keep on giving for generations to come. Keep on impacting the community, and to be a critical driver of Urbana-Champaign being the fastest growing community in the state of Illinois, and to be in a community that people want to come live and work and play. So we could not be more proud. So thank you all so much. And my last comment is that people often ask me, say, do you play golf? And I normally pause a bit and say, well, let me put it this way. I've had the great pleasure of digging up some of the finest golf courses in America, and I can't wait to add this one to my list. Thank you very much. I'm sorry. You never forget your boss. I am very pleased. It's my pleasure to invite to the podium next someone that needs no introduction, Dr. Tim Killeen, my friend and colleague for the last 6 years, to make some comments as well. Tim, we're so glad to have you with us today.
Thank you, Robert. It's great to be here too. Thanks for that welcome. What a place. I went through those meetings, 2 years ago, maybe not, but to be here today, it's just jaw-droppingly beautiful. And the weather, we architected the weather, clouds opened and everything else. So congratulations to everybody here, and thanks so much to the Atkins family for the vision that's been mentioned already that'll give back. When we talk about athletics as a gateway to this magnificent university, enticing, welcoming, all these young people who come through and get coached by our wonderful coaches and so on. This is just adding just a level of amazing quality to everything that we do. And to the community of Urbana-Champaign, I think it's a real statement of stability, access, public course as well. And the homegrown, we grow our own food, right? Because we're a land-grant university as well. And as our coaches, Coach Sloan, Coach Small, Renee and Mike will tell you, have told me a little bit this morning, that the course is going to really help our two amazing golf programs. Best golf programs in the country, let's face it. So eat your heart out, Big Ten. Watch out. And from where I sit, generous gift of this facility is also an indicator of impact. We've tried to create a University of Illinois system that is all about impact, and impact on public good, on young people, on the future, on bringing knowledge to bear in society and so forth. And here's another testimonial to that impact as well. And the Atkins name itself means so much to the community in which we're embedded and on the UIUC campus. So I'm truly grateful for that connection now that we can never dissolve into the future with the Atkins family. Thanks also for everything you've done over time. And I want to congratulate Josh Whitman for getting we signed him up for another round. And don't you agree? We've got the Dean of ADs. And if anybody's going to navigate into the future with all the changes in collegiate athletics, it's going to be Josh Whitman. So congratulations to you, Josh, for bringing this into being. We have well over 90,000 students. I bet there's some talent there, some golfing talent there that could be mined. And this is a vote of confidence in them also. And the innovation that happens here and is reflected here in excellent and full of integrity athletics programs really spreads out across the state, the region, and the globe. And it sends out messages of the worthwhile nature of investments in a university like ours. We got a favorable state budget this year, I don't know if you noticed, which is going to help us also as well going forward. So the University of Illinois system is here to serve society, and we're going to do this with solving issues like COVID and testing, but the generosity of our donors and the contributions they make to the system are also part of our responsibility to make sure that we are effective and honorable stewards of this generosity. And you have my personal promise that that will be the way as we go forward. So thank you for the trust, and we promise to do all we can to care for this amazing facility. And thank you all for joining us on this amazing milestone. I don't know if I'm supposed to introduce anybody or not, but if I am, somebody will let me know, right? Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you, President Killeen. Thank you so much. I mean, Howard, thank you for asking me to be here. It is such an honor. And we have the Atkins family a sunny day in golf. And Clint and Susie, and of course their kids, Suzette and Todd and Spencer, they're just great people. It's when you're a great success, sometimes it changes. It didn't change them. and it's just a joy to be here. I want to say that I had Mike Small recently on my radio show in the morning, and I said, I saw another picture of them winning another championship. I said, Coach, may I apply for assistant coaching job? And he said, there's not an opening. I said, well, what about like a manager? No. I said, how about volunteer water guy? Or he said, Stevie, I'd like to get people around me who can help me. So a future star Walmart greeter can't help you, huh? Whatever. It's what's happening with this men's golf program. You're never going to see that again. You don't win all the tournaments in the Big Ten. It doesn't happen, but it does here. Is it 11 out of 12, Coach? 12 out of 13. My bad. 7 in a row, 12 out of 13 Big Ten golf tournament championships. Golf is a tough sport. You can't make all those putts, can you? He's an amazing coach. He's done a great job in his tenure here, and he's a heck of a player and amazing coach. Would you please welcome your men's head golf coach, Mike Small.
Thank you, Stevie. Good morning, everybody. I tell you what, there is some muscle in this group today. Let me tell you, the names that Josh mentioned and the people here, it's pretty strong. A lot of great Illinois supporters, a lot of great Illinois friends of mine in the past. Welcome. It's great to see you. What I'm excited, obviously, this whole thing is beautiful, isn't it? But the most thing I'm excited about today, personally, is I get to publicly thank the Atkins family for what you guys do, what you guys have done, your friendships. Susie, Suzette, Todd, Spencer, friends of mine for a long time. Clint supported our program unbelievably when I first got here. He reached out, wanted to help. It was a big part in our success of establishing a foundation. You know how I feel about you guys, but I want to publicly state and have everybody know it, that respect is astronomical, what I have for you and your family and the support you give to the university. So thank you very much. And along those lines, we wouldn't be here probably at this level today if it wasn't for another good friend of the program, a good friend of mine from our times in Danville, another Danvillian, who has stepped up and helped this program many times the past few years. Likes to fly under the radar, but I want to publicly state, and again, let everybody know how much I care about this man, and it's great to have his family here today, all the way from Boston, Steve Weimer. Steve has helped the progression of our program, the momentum we had continue moving forward, and it's been special to get reacquainted, rekindle the friendship, but also to have him involved in our program. So again, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Atkins family, obviously, and then for Steve to step up and really join us in a special way. Quickly, I just want to mention that when I'm thinking about what to say today, I have 2 to 5 minutes they gave me, so I'm just trying to think what to say here. When I got here 22 years ago, we wanted to build something special. We wanted to build a program, not a team. I say that a lot. We needed facilities, and the way that the administration, the way the donors, many donors here today that have helped us throughout the year in facilities, but the way everybody stepped up to work on the orange and blue when we needed it, to build a short game area at the orange and blue when we needed it. We needed $100,000, which was a lot of money back then, to build a short game area. We needed somewhere to train, for people to step up quickly and accomplish that, bridge the gap up until we could build the immersion indoor golf facility. I know Kara's here today, and the family, Richard, I mean, your parents, it's been a great relationship. To step up and do that was special. So as a coach, to come in and see all these things happen, and then the Lords and Wohlers Outdoor Center to follow immediately after that, and then the Atkins family step up and do this in the golf course gift, and Steve, just to see the progression just shows the true quality, character, and family that this university has, and support for all its players and teams. It just warms my heart to the minute I got back here after playing here and coming back after 10 years, to see people buy in and want to help and want to support means so much, and it continues to this day. The golf course, my guys, we went out and played a secretive round 2 days ago with no pins in the greens. There were cups, but no pins. And when they were done, they were floored. They're so excited about the challenge that this golf course is going to present and the condition it's going to be kept in. And the feeling that when you come out here, we all know great facilities and great places to visit. It's all about the vibe and the feeling you get. And to have an orange and blue, positive, optimistic feeling when you arrive out here as the public or even as the team is a major issue. And to have a team lounge in there that our guys can go to between 9s or between 18s, and we are going to host a spring event here next year to have a place where we can hang out and have team meetings and kind of call their own. It's a big deal. It's going to help, obviously, the present players, but also the future players in recruiting. And as a coach, I can't be more grateful and thankful for the Atkins family, Steve, everybody else that's helped in this facility and getting this thing off the ground, but also all of Illini Golf Nation. It's pretty special. So thank you very much.
Renee, you've done an outstanding job, and if we weren't talking about Mike so darn much, you've done fantastic. Renee Sloan is the best women's golfer ever at Illinois. The last 4 teams have been to the NCAA, 75 top 5 finishes in the last 6 years, 6 championships. You're good. Ladies and gentlemen, Renee Sloan.
Thank you very much. Yes, we are indeed very fortunate to call the Atkins Golf Club at the University of Illinois home. Drew Rogers has created a new and exciting test for our team members that will aid in their preparation for any and all competition. The team will be challenged with a variety of types of shots, as well as some different visuals. This will serve them well over the course of the season, as we prepare for various courses and the postseason. The lounge is certainly a welcomed addition, as it is a dedicated space solely for our team. It will provide them with the opportunity to prep before a round, as well as relax following in a private setting. Spending time together off the golf course is key to any championship team, as it enables relationships to grow and strengthen. As we know, facilities have such a vital role in the recruiting process. Student athletes want the opportunity to refine their skills on a championship venue, and Atkins Golf Club at the University of Illinois certainly provides that. This facility will also be capable of hosting a wide variety of tournaments, including junior, collegiate, and amateur events, providing the chance for junior players from across the country to visit Champaign-Urbana and experience our home course. We have many people to thank for this day becoming a reality. The Atkins family and their incredible gift of this facility. Steve Weimer and his continued support of Illinois golf. Architect Drew Rogers, welcoming input from Mike and I during the design phase. Josh Whitman and his vision of what this could become. The entire staff here at Atkins Golf Club, and of course Jackie, the person who put all the pieces of this project together during the past almost 2 years. Again, thank you all for providing this resource, not only for the men's and women's golf teams here at the U of I, but the entire Champaign-Urbana community. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Steve Weimer. It sounds like he was like the Charlie's Angels guy you never saw, who supported but nobody ever knew who. His name's going to be on that pro shop in there because of all of his contributions, not only to this, but over the past 20, 30 years. So ladies and gentlemen, Steve Weimer.
That's an interesting description. Thank you. So my claim to fame is I grew up 30 miles east of here in Danville, Illinois, and that's how I got to know Mike. We played at the same golf course growing up together. I attended the university and graduated in 1985, and just for clarification purposes, I did not play on the golf team here. But I've been glad to support Mike and Josh with their vision. It's just looks like a wonderful place, and I'm looking forward to getting to see it today in all its intricacies. And it's just a wonderful gift from the Atkins family, and it's great to support, just like the team's been great to support over the years. I've had a lot of conversations with Mike over the years, and from time to time his team has not performed the way he's liked. And as you can imagine, if you know Mike, that means his team needs to work harder. And when they did, they worked harder and they did well. But from time to time, the interesting thing about Mike is when the team did well, his approach was the team needs to work harder. And that, again, the team did well. Mike did that back when he was in junior golf at Danville Elks Golf Club when he was a teenager, and he's carried that through his collegiate pro career, his senior career, and all the people he's touched as a coach and as a mentor and a teacher in life. And it's hard to make predictions, but we're in the baseball season, not only the golf season, but the baseball seasons. And so I'd like to quote Yogi Berra. He says, "Predictions are hard, especially about the future." But I will make a prediction about this golf team and both golf teams here. With Mike's leadership and continued hard work, they will continue to have success both on and off the course. And it's great to be supporting this facility today, and thanks to the Atkins family. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. My pleasure to introduce Spencer Atkins, who'll speak for the family. I've known Spencer a number of years, and he's, like they all are, great guy. Spencer, you're a good business partner, good landlord, good friend, and frankly, a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, Spencer Atkins.
Well, I hope everybody's doing well today. So many people to thank. Todd, Susie, but I think I'll spare you all and keep it short. You all know who you are. I want to tell everybody real quickly, as I sat and looked around, look down at your feet, look at the grass. You guys know this is really grass and not turf? It's perfect. It's just like Augusta National. It's fantastic. Thank you for having me today. If no one else is going to claim the weather, I'll say I talked to Clint the other day and said, give us some good weather, and he did. It's been a really exciting 2 years since we've started this. And Clint and Susie had an admiration for the University of Illinois. And anytime you can collaborate or get their involvement, you should take the opportunity. 2 years ago, the Atkins and the university did that in a big way. Today, you'll see just not a golf course changing hands. You'll see a new restaurant. You'll see beautiful open spaces and a bunch of new homes. The construction is everywhere. Part of the tag donation was 104 lots. We thought it was about a 20-year inventory at the time. Today, we've sold more than 3/4 of that inventory in 18 months. It's fantastic. The real estate revenue from that will be very beneficial to our community. I'm really proud of what we're doing here, and I hope the entire community is proud of it. I remember the first official round. I played it with my brother Todd, my dad Clint, and Mike Vandergost, the club manager. We were followed by Perry Green, the superintendent, and if you hit a bad shot, Perry would come over and rework the course a bit to help our future golf rounds. So needless to say, I played pretty good here. This course started out a championship course, and with the university's world-class golf program taking it over, I can't wait to play it. Thank you.